But this is the tower, and it's essentially the last bastion of Guardians that are defending Earth, I suppose you could say. This is the emergent world features of Destiny, the MMO hub, so to speak. The people that you see with names here that are running around with the blue tags, they are indeed other human players.
Come forward.
So we have to come and talk to this guy, who looks pretty damn badass, and he's going to give me a new sexy vest. Ooh. Interesting.
Stand strong.
It's got some pretty shit gear. Oh, it's telling me how to do things. Oh wow, it changes the colour by ever so slightly. So we've got the new piece of armour. We're going to look into his upgrade tree, see what this is about. Ooh, grenades. Explosive grenades that disorient the enemy. Yes. So now we've done that, we go to the gunsmith. Somebody's dancing, because that's what people do in this place. They dance a lot. And we're going to move on to the next mission. So I'm going to try and blitz the missions as quickly as I can, folks. I'm not going to get any too fancy. I'm not going to mess around. It's going to be straight up minimalist walkthrough for a game that really doesn't deserve one. Ooh. So we have the option of an auto rifle, a pulse rifle, a scout rifle, or a hand cannon. 21 rounds in the pulse rifle. I do like me some pulse. The stat I'm most concerned about is stability. Stability is what keeps it down. So we're going to go with pulse rifle just because the stability is really good.
That scares the hell out of me.
Ooh, that's John DiMaggio. The guy who voices Bender, if you didn't know, and Marcus Phoenix, as I call him, because you do not spell Phoenix with a fucking F. Right. He wants me to equip the new gun. There's the new gun. Does it look okay? Yeah, it looks kind of delicious. Shotgun, not really bothered, but we can't do much. And now we have to report to the shipwright so we can do things to our ship. He is probably the most important NPC in this place, the Cryptarch. Him and the bounty board guy. They're the people you're going to be spending the most of your time while you play Destiny. Well, when you're not loading Destiny. Because they're the most important resources you have. They give you missions and they also decode your engrams. Very important stuff. Very tedious stuff as well, because unfortunately farming and grinding is what this game does best. But, you know, it is what it is. Look at her face. Just cover it with that sign. I don't want to look at it. Right. Ooh, this tune here. Incredibly relaxing piece of music. So Fez reminiscent. Oh. And I was looking on IMDb the other day for... I do it all the time. I remember films I watched when I was younger that I should really watch again to see if they're any good or if my memory's just remembering them wrong. But Cube was this film. If you never saw it, it was essentially about a bunch of people that woke up in a prison. You have to be level 4 to do bounties. That sucks dick. And none of them knew why they were there. No one knew how to get out, and this prison was essentially these cubed rooms, these interconnecting cubed rooms that went on forever. I'm gonna have to be careful here, folks, as well, because I don't want to talk during the loading screens, and all this game fucking does is load, so I need to be incredibly careful. But we're gonna go down to the restoration. It's level 2, it's on our level, and we'll get a nice XP bonus for doing it. So here is how the difficulties work, and this is why I'm not doing this on the hardest difficulty, because if you pick the hardest difficulty, it's called impossible. And of course we can't pick it here, which is kind of hilarious. We will pick hard though, it'll give us more experience. What I mean is, Destiny is balanced in such a way as you can fight enemies you feasibly can't kill who kill you in one hit, thus making the game almost literally unplayable. Not something I'm interested in sharing. I already have shared it on a strike mission, it was horrific.
A Guardian ship was recently shot down here.
Right.
If the Fallen haven't gotten to it, there might be parts we
So there's a couple of things you need to be aware of here, folks, when you're playing Destiny. These caves that have been made famous from the loot cave are all spawn points. They're spawn points that can all, of a random chance of having chests in them, but they will also populate with enemies. And the spawn on this game is incredibly interesting in as much as it's horrendous and it's good. And what I mean by this has got way more kick than I expected it to have, but there you go, I guess. Is that this group of vandals and a shank that I'm fighting right now, if I stand around here for long enough, which is actually quite quick when you think of it in the grand scheme of things, they will respawn. And I can kill them again. So obviously I get to kill them again, I get to have more experience. It can be interesting when you're trying to farm and things, but there are certain moments where you'll be exploring, and just exploring an area looking for chests, and stuff spawns on you. And it's really, really strange. And later on, when we're in these big arena fights, and there will be tons of those coming, because that's what this game kind of is, there will be these moments where every single door in the room is a potential spawn point, and you get spawned on and almost immediately killed, unless you know it's going to happen. And it's something you have to get used to. And one of the things that I found really interesting is Bungie have always handled the spawns really well in their previous games, because the enemies were either already there, or they were dropped in by ships. And either way, you could always adapt to where they were, where they turned up, and how it worked. On this game, not so much, because you can get put into situations where you don't realise you're in a spawn point, and then the next thing you know, everything is going to shit. And I cannot jump, which is really strange. Right, grenade. What does it do? It does what grenades do. Cool. That's Dreg, he's taunting. Protect his face for that one. Ah, no singles. Come on, gun. Another thing worth noting, if you're a Halo player and you come to this game, I do not recommend hip firing. The hip fire has reticle bloom on it, and it is not as accurate as aiming down sights. So it just doesn't seem anywhere near as efficient as it would be in said Halo games. There might be a few people who, you know, disagree with that, who prefer to do it that way, but I just don't think it's as good. And I've invested enough time in this game to be competent with my gun. It's not very difficult. You point, you shoot, you paint the enemies with bullets. Just that simple. And I would boost up there, but I can't because I have no boost. Oh, a world without boost bars. What a sad world it would be. But these areas here are kind of... Ooh, it's a gold chest. Very nice. Ooh, and that's a piece of loot. Nice. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. We've got sugar puff padding. I'm all for that. But these areas are instanced in these little loading zones that we're in now. You'll generally not see too many people in these moments, because this is when you're interfacing into the next area. Like this one. This is going to be a fight here, and this might actually be the boss. Yes, this is. This is our first encounter with an Archon, who is somebody you would think you would fight a lot more of, and you indeed do not. You need to get used to the grenade arc as well. My Warlock has a significantly better grenade throw on him. But the life is the top bar, you're probably already aware of this. It's your standard regenerating life, so you're going to see me spending a lot of time hiding behind chest-high walls, putting walls between me and the enemies. You know, you've played a first-person shooter, you know how this works. He's going to come out there. Oh shit, I've missed what I'm meant to be doing. Uh-oh. Right. My bad, guys. I got a little bit excited explaining things. And the waypoint is fucking horrendous. But back on Cube. It's a really interesting, like, low-budget horror film that had... like the ultimate of a fuck you ending. It just kind of ended, and it was, yep, we didn't explain anything, there you go, here's a nice big mystery, you know, take it or leave it. There it was. And it was very interesting to me as a kid, because I didn't understand this kind of filmmaking, I didn't understand this kind of ending, because endings were always a very binary thing to a child mind, clipping on something. Ugh. Whoa! Are we going underground? We're going underground. Interesting. There's a very high level mob down here you need to be aware of, because if you're not, they'll hurt you. Something's nice above us. And I was used to happy endings or sad endings. I was used to endings telling me exactly what I was to expect of them and exactly what they meant. And Cube didn't give me that. And It spawned a few sequels which weren't very good, but the first one is a very stellar film. And when I checked it up on IMDb to, you know, check on the trivia, because I enjoy to look at films trivia on IMDb, because you generally learn something interesting. As we send Tyrion Lannister to jizz on these old computers like he does on every part of the game. Go to it, hold square, boom, does his thing. The description on IMDb said it was a Kefka-esque labyrinth, or a Kefka-esque prison. And there's a lot of esque, or sorry, it wasn't Kefka-esque, it was Kefka, what is that fucking, Kefka-tarian or something? Lovecraftian, but with Kefka. Kefkarian? I have no idea what this word is. I've never come across it before. I'm aware of the author. He's a very interesting guy, if you've ever read up on him. I've not read any of his work, I don't think, as ignorant as that makes me sound. But this is the dude who on his deathbed requested that all his books be burned. That's how interesting this fellow was. And the notion of something being Kefka-like, or this word that I can't say, which is essentially Lovecraftian, you know, Dickensian, Hitchcockian, a bit Kafkaian, or whatever, is interesting because I've never really seen somebody level it that way. And apparently, there's like a misconception with this word. A lot of people are using it in contexts where it's not really relevant. And apparently, it pertains to when a story is not quite what it seems, is, you know, you're not too sure if it's dream or reality, where it's a hopeless struggle against almost impossible odds. There's a boss going to come out there, by the way.
It's in the wall.
And he does not have spawn protection. Interesting. A lot of the bosses on this game, folks, spawn protection out the yazoo. Pain in the ass. But there's a strategy that puts a hole in every situation that this game throws at you. By the way, if you kill this guy, all of the other dudes will probably die. So it might be worth just focusing on him. Because that's how it works in the strikes anyway, but we'll test this theory. And I'm always fascinated by phrases like the one I can't pronounce at this moment because I don't have it in front of me to enunciate it correctly. Be careful of the Vandals. When they come with the sniper rifles that they get, they're one of the most dangerous enemies on the game. They can easily one-shot you. The only other thing that's quite as dangerous is perhaps the hobgoblins. They're bastards too. Do a little bit of serious Sam strafing and his shotgun should miss you. It does have quite a splash of flechettes, so be aware of that too. Nothing too interesting here. He's going to have quite a lot of life because this is Destiny and everything has quite a lot of life. Yep, shoot lots of things, all the time. Oh, I've got no bullets. This could be interesting. Surprise, cockface! Choose your advanced mobility, they'll never find you. You'll notice their bullets seem to be sweeping in like aggressive sperms. They're essentially needler shots that don't blow up after you get a bunch of them on you. Look at that. This game does this very strange thing where you can pick ammo up, you can use consumables to refresh ammo, and then, whoa! Then every so often, you just kind of get ammo back. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm dicing with death here. Is there any way to get round? There is. Oh, I ran out of bullets. Whoa, fellas! Big tough day, huh? Oh! There's a lot of people. Where'd he go? He's there. And he's dead. Did they disappear? Do they disappear? They do not disappear. So we've got a ton of Vengals we need to... Oh, Vandals, sorry. I don't know why I called it Vengal. Got Dark Souls 2 on the brain. When you've got a lot of these shooting at you, it's incredibly dangerous. For obvious reasons. You can kind of... Whoa, what's happening? Oh yeah, it blinds him! Oh, that's cool! That's pretty cool. Now we got a green drop. Nice. Encrypted engram. I wonder if that happens every single time you do that.
This could cripple the Fallen. We need to go see the speaker.
Let's have a see what we've got. Jump and press it. Oh, we got to jump. We've got to jump, guys. Oh, yes. Now we're back. Now we're cooking. Cooking with fire. But that's the end of the mission, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.